So guys, it's been a long time since the United States Navy L has been in the shop, whereas most of you guys know I've had trouble with this since the day I put it together, and have been trying to figure it out slowly, and every time I'm like, well, that's probably it, and it runs better for a little while, pulls another kind of stunt. So at this point I'm just kind of tired of it, and I have pulled a whole nother motor off of a parts transmission, which I'll put on if I have to. But I want to figure out what is going on with this thing. So, before I pulled you guys out, obviously I pushed it in over here. I pulled the cylinder head, and you guys may like what I'm finding here, or at least I'm starting to see some reasons. Right off the get-go, exhaust valve is burnt. You can see that going on there. And that looks like it may or may not just be the valve. It looks like it's extremely pitted, and I know when I put it together, it was not. So, I also have, I think you guys can see that, but this bore is, I don't know how this thing didn't smoke all the time. I've taken some stuff apart that was way better than this, and it smoked like a train, but I mean, it's terrible. I really wish you guys could feel it, but I bet you it's every bit 20 thousandths. I think you guys can see, yeah, the crazy gap in the pistons there. And I'm by no means knocking where this piston or anything came from, because this is the original cylinder off this Navy L, and I think it was overheated and it was extremely brittle. If you guys can remember back when I went to put this thing together, my back was against the wall for the show. I had no cylinders left, so I had the original cylinder board for this, and I think that's my problem. Because it's, I mean, that bore is terrible. I just can't, I don't really think the camera is doing it justice, because there is horizontal chattering in it too, which the camera is not picking up on it. Maybe a little bit. It's hard to tell on the small screen, but I mean, it's bad, and you can tell it's been blowing carbon out. And I'll see if I can show. Sorry guys, I'm trying to. Let's see if this thing got spark. Still a spark. Okay. See if I can show the exhaust valve real good here. I also need to charge the camera apparently. Let's see. Yeah, I think you guys can see how rusty that is, but I think that's a problem. It looks like it could even just be carbon buildup in it. And a lot of this is a coating on top. I haven't had this tractor running probably every bit of 2 years. If I get annoyed with something, I just walk away from it. So what I think I'm going to start out doing is I'm going to switch the piston and cylinder from this motor to this motor, and we'll see how she runs. And then at that point we'll worry about making it pretty again, because obviously she's been sitting a while. So get everything yanked apart here. I kind of got to do it carefully just because everything's painted. Many of you guys know I hate working on painted things, but here we are. So gonna yank her off. I'm pretty sure the carburetor's good. Mag seems good. I had played around with that, and that had no change from what I remember. So yeah, let's just swap this cylinder, check the valve lash, and then I guess at that point we'll crank this thing up and see what happens. Alrighty guys, so it's actually been a couple days. I just haven't hasn't been warm enough to come out here and work on it, is the main thing. And this was a 4-ring piston that come out of that motor, which as many of you don't know and are probably sitting in your favorite comfy chair staring at the computer screen right now going, 4-ring piston, Steve? Yes. Gravely had an early 4-ring piston design, which I only have a picture of, and I already put it in the motor. I should have Should have got the camera out then, but anyhow. When I was trying to put the wrist pin in this motor, the wrist pin from that motor is apparently an undersized or oversized wrist pin. So when I was trying to put it in here, I was trying to get it to start and drive in. The cylinder walked down enough that it was on the oil ring, and a piece of the oil ring broke off. So I was, okay, get another standard piston out. I have like 12 of them. Take the 3-piece oil ring, and I'll put in it. The single piece oil ring and the oil ring groove in that piston is a lot shorter than the new style 3-piece rings. So back to the drawing board. The best I could do is clean that oil ring up and put it back in there. I don't really foresee it being a problem, but if this thing blows oil or starts shooting oil up out of it, I probably got a good idea what's going on, just so that's well versed in here. But anyhow, at this point, I am deciding whether I want to use the cylinder head that was on it, which is the silver one there, or the rusty one that was on the other cylinder that come off that block over there. And I'm not sure what I want to do there, because as of the moment, I'm not going to paint the engine tins, or I'm not going to paint the engine. Now, could I paint that down the road? Yeah, I probably could. The other thing I'm going to say, while I got this flipped up, I probably ought to clean like the fan blades, and it'd be nice if I had a pressure washer. I'd throw the cylinder head on this, roll it outside, and pressure wash this engine off, but don't got one. Someday. Maybe I'll find a cheap one at the auction coming this weekend. Never know. Anyhow, I am working on that, and I'm probably going to clean up the air intake tube a lot. Maybe. I can't remember if this thing was painted. If this was painted, as soon as I touch it, it's going to screw it up. I'll try wiping it down first and see what happens. And pretty much we'll go from there, and then I'll worry about cleaning it up. I guess the main thing is get it running, make it so it's easy to start, and it doesn't smoke. If I have those two things right there, I'll be happy with it. Everything else, for show tractor, it'll be fine. Run on and off the trailer sort of deal, in and out of the barn. I want this tractor to be a tractor. I can take it somewhere by itself. I don't have to worry about needing another tractor to belt start it. And then I could take a bona fide show tractor places, guys. I mean, that was the original intent behind this, and I got sidetracked and lost in it over the years, and I guess I'm trying to go back to it. And if I get this done, maybe I'll do something like one of the 44Ls or the Postal L or something. So, anyhow, now I got the talking done, slap that cylinder head on here and see how it runs. I guess I'm going to do rock, paper, scissors, shoe, or maybe need to draw a number out of a hat. Guess I probably never did take a video of this, but this cylinder is messed up, man. I've seen some messed up cylinders over the years, but this might take the cake. You could probably put a 30 over. Well, I don't even know if I could do 30 over, because this was 20 over. Clean it up with a 30 over piston and just see what happens, I guess. But in all honesty, and in my opinion, not worth screwing with anymore, because it did this in such low hours. So I really think the metallology or the hardness of the metal has changed, just from the heat it's been through or something. I don't know, because the exhaust valve could be ground. Don't get me wrong, the seat can be lapped and ground, but worst case scenario sort of deals when we get to it. So anyhow, back to work and watch my movie. Alright guys, fully assembled here. I'm gonna get ready to start this thing. I know darn well it should smoke for a little bit, because I put blaster down in the piston and piston rings, just as some oil to get everything moving. So that should burn off in 5 minutes or so, but that'll be enough time to smoke the shop up. So my plan is here, I'm going to turn the fan around in the window before I go to crank on this thing, and just going to get it running, and then I'm going to go out and tend to the wood stove and stuff until it smokes out of here, or it smokes like a train. I guess we'll shut her down. Didn't put a whole lot of gas in it, just because. At this point, I'm going to throw you guys up on the tripod here and see what happens. Before you ask, I really don't feel like pulling it, so we'll just use the cart. Turn the fuel on, I guess we'll see what happens. Fuel's on. Choke is out. A little above idle. With compression, I might have to adjust this carburetor or something. So I guess without further ado, see what kind of a smoke show we get, fellas. Come on. Woohoo! Putted, I would say. Seeming like I'm probably going to have to pull the mag. It's only putting an impulse. The wires are no longer sticking out of my wire here, which doesn't make it easy to touch. Good leak. Thinking the solenoid went bad now. I don't have my good charger here either. Darn it. Alright. So I need a screwdriver. Try to jump across it once. Doesn't seem like I always end up working on this electric start cart. Okay, short and directly between them, I got nothing. I am wondering if the starter did not just go belly up on this. Yep. I think it's a positive connection here. Yep. I think I'm going to have to pull the mag apart. It's only firing on impulse. guys. Darn it. Okay, I'm not going to lie to you guys. There was something going on with that mag. I could not get it to spark consistently. Basically, was acting like on the bench what it was acting like here. Good at impulse, good up high, but down low, not so much. So, I have a feeling she'll probably hit right off and go. This mag here works Excelente, so here we go. Oh. Aww. Little choke, maybe? Alright, that's what I was doing with the other mag. Oh, darn it. Well, so much for that theory. If this mag's doing the same thing, you might see me throw a Rage of Fit. Can't see the it's legit doing the same frickin' thing. Oh, there we go. I think the intake valve probably stuck. But sweet, at least it started and ran. It's all in them points, guys. You don't get them clean enough. Alright, let me turn the fan up to nuclear here. Still got gas. And the intake valve got a little bit of fuel issue. It's running out of fuel. Still got enough in it. One more.